We want to thank all of our congressional champions for their bipartisan leadership. While there is much more yet to be done to address the global Christian persecution, these senators and members of Congress have made a huge difference. This evening's summit would not have been possible without the support of our partners and friends. You know who you are. Thank you. Tonight, we heard from Christian leaders from the Middle East and from senior policymakers in the US government, Catholics, Orthodox, Protestants. They all came together as Christians to stand up for their brothers and sisters in the Middle East and across the world who are persecuted. Democrats and Republicans came together as Americans to say that the US must do more to support international religious freedom and oppose nations across the world who violate these fundamental rights. We are also blessed to witness a live panel of experts that interacted with all of you, our supporters and friends, in the conversation about the next steps in international religious freedom advocacy. What we saw this year with President Trump's executive order on international religious freedom and the bipartisan recognition of the Armenian Christian genocide was historic. However, we have much more work left to do. We must ensure that countries across the world end blasphemy, heresy, and apostasy laws so that all people can choose their religion or belief systems without government interferences. There's a Christian genocide happening right now in Nigeria. We are calling for the US to send a special envoy to monitor religious freedom conditions on the ground. We must ensure that Christianity does not disappear from Iraq and Syria in our lifetimes. Coptic Christians in Egypt, the largest Christian community in the Middle East, must be treated as equal citizens under the Egyptian law. They should be able to worship in churches, not streets. They deserve equal access to employment in Egypt, from security positions in the government to positions on the national soccer team. Can you believe it? They cannot even practice soccer. Unbelievable. And those who attack Copts must be held accountable by the police and imprisoned for their crimes. Iran must cease with its persecution of Christians, Baha'is, and other religions, communities within its borders. Furthermore, it must stop destabilizing the entire Middle East. Iran has brought destruction and instability to countries ranging from Syria to Iraq and Lebanon. I want to talk here about Lebanon, the Hezbollah terrorist organization that has been destabilizing Lebanon by force because they have weapons. We need to help the Lebanese armed forces, the only force that should be carrying arms in Lebanon. So we should continue our support to the Lebanese armed forces. Another country is Saudi Arabia. They are the worst violator of religious freedom in the entire world, with not a single church, not one church operating in the entire country. Although they are deserving of sanctions under the 1998 International Religious Freedom Act. Saudi Arabia have been receiving waivers from such sanctions since 2006. I'm calling on Secretary of State Pompeo to end this practice and designate Saudi Arabia as a country of particular concern with sanctions. The same is true with Turkey. Erdogan has been clear that his views with the Christian population of Turkey as conquered people, the US should apply pressure on him after he converted two historic Christian places of worship to mosques. He threatens the Christian communities across the world and is even beginning to try and increase his influence in Lebanon. He must be stopped right now. I pray every day for my homeland of Lebanon, the last bastion of Christianity in the Middle East. They are in desperate need of political reform and international support. We are encouraged at the initial response from the Trump administration and Congress, but this is only the beginning. The US must remain engaged in Lebanon, or else Christian communities across the Middle East will suffer. We have made history, but the road that lies ahead is a challenging one. We need your continued financial support. Thank you for joining us again this year. To support our cause further, I encourage you to visit our website at www.indefenseofchristians.org. You'll be able to donate. You'll be able to know how you can help otherwise, to work with members of Congress and the administration. I encourage you to go to our website. And as we conclude this year's program, I would also like to encourage you to join our religious leaders for our closing prayers. Please join us. We depend on your prayers. We do our work, we advocate, but we need your prayers. I always feel, as well as my whole team, we do the work, but someone is looking over us, and that's very important. We do a lot of work and we accomplish a lot, but without your prayers, we wouldn't have been as successful. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great night.